as he's still warming his tyres. Not too sure what's going on there. We have Liam Mack not on a lap. We have Razak Gamer on an out lap. He's actually going to start the lap, although it looks like he's backing off. He's 0.3 up at the moment. I'm not too sure what's happened here. Just looked like he was going very slowly, so anyway, we have Night Owl on a lap, and he's just nearly put the car in the wall there, looking a bit slidey. What we had through with him, I'm going to get the Brazil corner names up so I can tell you them. But yeah, we head through, and he's backed off on his lap. That's such a shame for the Haas driver in one of the best deliveries on the grid for today. We have the two Ferraris going out on laps. Keep an eye out. We're going to go on board with Jammy here. Here we go. Can the championship leader go up to the lead of the finale here? Who's on one? Oh, he gets a bit skittish over that curb. The pressure builds in Atom, so does the rev, so does the car. He builds up to over 1100 horsepower in that Ferrari car, hurling him towards turn 4. The Scudo de Largo, Liam Mack retires from the session. Atom looks like he's going to make his tyres tired. And as he backed off, he's backed off. He's going to go again. That is such a shame for GRL Atom. He's going to have to go one more time. That means, oh, there's a AlphaTauri behind him trying to get through. I think that might be AJ Nolan. Here's Jammy then. He's going to try and go for a lap. I think Nanu Star's on a lap. Yeah, he is. Nanu Star in the Mercedes, the man who's third in the championship. I think, did someone just rest? I think Morlida just improved on his lap. He did. As we head through round as Suracek gets a 1:34.7 watt lap. As we have on the Aston Martins getting out of the way of the fast moving Nanu Star. Can Nanu Star be the star of the hour and take a beautiful result? He's just behind the two Ferraris. That order of 5th, 6th and 7th. I was about to say it looks like the same as the championship order, but it doesn't, because Jamie and Atom are the wrong way around. But here comes Nanu Star then. Can he take pole position here for the finale? Over the line he goes. He does. He takes pole position by a storming about just over 0.2 of a second. Oh, just under 0.2 of a second, should I say. As Atom's all out, we have Jammy here going for a lap. We have one of the Haas going wide. That's Night Owl going a bit off-piste. We have Emon McCookie now. He's binned it out of the Ferragura corner. That is a shame for him. But we head through. Can Jammy take pole position away from the Mercedes and Nanu Star? He can't. He's lost out, and it's too late to improve. Morlida doesn't improve either. GRL Atom currently up on his lap, not by much, but by a little bit. He's currently 10th. That would be disaster for the championship leader, the man who can win the championship today, currently 10th. He needs to improve by more than what he's doing. He's only 500ths off on his lap, and yeah, that might change a bit, but not a lot. I don't think he'll be able to catch up to Jammy with this lap. But unless he can change that as he heads over the line, I think someone just went up the order. Atom goes up the order, but goes behind his teammate with exactly the same time as his teammates. Oh my lord. The two Ferraris in the same car, in the same kind of position of being able to win the championship today, and finish qualifying with exactly the same time, down to the 1,000th of a second. I told you this finale would be great, and it is already great by the end of qualifying. These Ferraris, thank God we're separating them on points, because if we separated them on just 2 time trial laps, as you just seen there, they can't be separated. They're exactly the same time. That is incredible. The top 4 cars are all separated by under 1/10 of a second. Absolutely incredible. Tomo's in second. What a lap to get 300ths, within 300ths of the pole time. We have 600 separated the top 3, 800 separating the top 4, and then we have nothing separating the 2 Ferrari cars who are battling for the championship today. Holy moly on my nan's spaghetti bolognese. That is a frantic qualifying for what could be a frantic race. Absolutely mental. We head then into the race, and this could change everything. Also, when I said about that corner that was named Debato, it's called the Pico Debato, with a B. Pico Debato. So yeah, here we go then. We're waiting for the race to start here in Grand Theft Racing League. And holy moly, this could be a revolutionary race. I have to say, big shout out to Grand Theft Racing League, as this season's been one of the best to commentate on. I must say so myself. It's always been there and thereabouts, just being there to entertain on my Monday nights. So yeah, thank you all very much for Grand Theft Racing League this season. It's been a pleasure. And for one more time, we shall ride around here 8 o'clock, just 8:30 here in British Standard Time. We're here at Brazil on F125 in the 3rd division of Grand Theft Racing League. As Ciao Max in the chat, the Green Army F2 champion, watching along as well. Has a chill as well. I think he might be involved as well in watching. I'm not too sure who else is watching. I can't really see them unless they put in chat. But anyway, we head then into the race. Anyone got any predictions in chat? Who's going to win out of the two Ferraris? Atom, who's currently leading the championship, or Jammy, who's 9 points behind? Or is Nanu starting the Mercedes, who's 26 points behind the championship leader Atom? Can he pull off a miracle? I don't know. I don't know what to expect in this race. As Max put in something in Spanish, which I definitely understand not. As Max referenced in Chicken Nugget Corner, where he made a stunning move on the outside of myself in Grand Formula Racing League, way back when in F124 in Imola. So I don't know if any drivers here are going to pull a move like that off. But yeah, and the reason why we call it Chicken Nugget Corner is because he flung around the outside of me while eating a chicken nugget because he plays on controller. So yeah, as Max saying, it was Italian, not Spanish. I am terrible with languages. How am I going to tell the difference? Anyway, speaking of Italian, we have two Italian cars here ready to fight out here in the championship. 5 lights on. The finale is underway here in Grand Theft Racing League. And the Mercedes gets away well, the Ferraris swapping places, Razagamer gets away well, but we have the Mercedes ahead of Tomos, who's ghosted. Lots of people ghosted, actually, that's very notable. So we head out of turn 2, and there's chaos in the back, one of the Alpines round. And is that one of the Aston Martins as well, is dropping down the order. Absolute carnage. Well, we head to the Ferraris then, who are battling at the moment. Jammy losing places, he started ahead of Atom, but he's now gone behind Razza at the start. That is not the start that Jammy would have needed, and he's now being caught by the old school liveried Hash, who's just behind him and looking to give him a hard time. Meanwhile, we have on board with the number 11 of AJ Nolan, who's also one of the fan favourites here in this league, with Power Twan going all the way round the outside of AJ Nolan, and as they go into the big Gordabato, they head out of that corner and down into Jun's cell. As we head up the order then, what's going to happen is they head down the straight. Nanu leading Tomos, who leads Elite Bleeder, who's having one of the best, who's currently running in one of the best highest placing positions he's ever been in from what I've seen. Nanu sets the fastest lap as he's the leader, and we have battling in the back with Nanu's teammate, who's currently battling with AJ Nolan for the last spot on the podium, the last spot on the points paying positions. AJ Nolan winning that battle for now. We have, I think there's battling as well. The Mercedes could get swallowed up here by the Williams, who goes into turn 4. The Williams pair just behind the Mercedes of Power Twomp. Meanwhile, everyone's behind Nanu Star and the other Mercedes. We have the Alpine here, Ball Leader, looking to catch up to Night Owl in the old school Haas livery. We have Razagamer looking to Raz past Atom in a way that he's done on so many people this season. He's been like a Juan Pablo Montoya this season. He's always been there, nabbing results out of drivers and really disrupting the championship, similar to Tomos in Austria, who back in Alpine really disrupted Turbo Chris's race to try and take the win off him he did take the win off him in the end of the race, but he didn't take it off him in the sprint. But we have Emon McCookin, who's looking to cook his way past the Haas. We have side by side for the lead, not going to change positions though. We have the nearly side by side for third place, not going to change positions again. Nearly side by side for fifth, again, nothing changing. Absolute carnage as they head onto this straight. we have the helicopter view, which I'm going to remove the graphics for because it looks too good. And we have the Ferrari just catching up to the V-Carb Racing Bull Toro Rosso, the team of many names that head up the hill with the Ferrari trying to catch up to the Haas. He's also trying to catch up, trying to pull away from Razagamo, who's looking very punchy in that car. And there's a Sauber off. That is one of the Sauber, that is Liam Mack, the teammates of Razagamo, who's gone off at Ferragura. That is not what he wants to be doing on this race, I'll tell you that for free. But as Liam Mack heads around the Pico de Bato, out of Junsao goes Nanu, and he currently heads down the I would say the name of turn 15, but I'm not gonna, because I'm not fluent in Brazilian and that is too much of a mouthful to say. Tomos takes the lead ahead of Nanu Star. Sorry, I covered that late, but Nanu Star gets overtaken by Tomos, but Tomos looks like he's not going to win that battle very easily, as Nanu looks like he's going to come down the Retroposta and hand Tomos a ticket to second place. Is Tomos going to accept it? No, he's not. Not without a fight, he's not. He's going to hold the lead from the Mercedes, who's kicking up debris all over the curb. And can Nanu Star needs to win and get the fastest lap, remember. And I think Tomos nabbed that on the last lap. So Nanu, if he wants to somehow upset the Ferrari train today, he could do, but he needs to get ahead of Tomos and set the fastest lap and then stay in the lead for the entire race, the entire 32 laps left of this race. Well, I think there's battling in the background with one of the Haas's, or they just... Nope, it was just the camera. You have coming up the hill then. Also, Nanu looks like he's lost a bit of time to Elite Bleeder here. Looks like Elite Bleeder could maybe pounce on the Haas here, on the Mercedes, shall I say. The Mercedes, the Haas, the Aston, 3 wide heading into turn 1. What's going to happen here? Into the Center S. And the Aston loses 2 places, and 1 corner, the Ferrari getting involved as well. GRL Atom, the championship leader, ahead of the V-Carb of McCucken, who gets overtaken by Atom, and the man who had such a good start in Kota, but lost out. They're 3-1 again. No, they're not. Raza on the outside, making contact, nearly getting front wing damage. Tomos losing 2 places in 1 corner. Raza getting a drift there through the Skida Lago, nearly having a spin there at the hands of Emon McCucken. Absolutely mental. As we head down the order here, look at this, they're all concertinaing up. This is, I've never seen anything like this. As we head through, this looks like a Formula E race when they're all trying to not be in the lead, but also stay near for the lead. Just down the inside for Power Swan, who's looking to go 1 better ahead of AJ Nolan, but not going to make that move stick. We have the Alpine here ahead at the moment. Look at them all right under each other's diffusers. I've gone the wrong way on the camera, but the Haas in the lead. What a race Elite Bleeder's having ahead of Nanu Star and Tomos. Elite Bleeder, who had a pretty good Abu Dhabi if I'm not mistaken, ahead of Nanu Star, who is consistently up there but needs to be a bit higher up today. He needs to take the win and the fastest lap, and he needs the Ferraris to not score a point in order for him to take the championship. But Razagamo getting ahead of the V-Carb of McCucken, and Jammy getting involved as well. He gets ahead of the Honda-powered V-Carb. And now Night Owl is going to be the next one to maybe make a move on the V-Carb of McCucken. But heading up the hill behind that, Morlido is leading a little trolley train here, ahead of Power Swan, AJ Nolan. McCucken, AJ Nolan's teammate, got passed by Night Owl. Night Owl has flown past him, said twit-twoo, said toodaloo, and gone past, heading into the Big God Debato. He's up in 7th. Emon McCucken, he also loses out to Morlido. What on earth is happening with Emon McCucken? He's losing places, and someone tells me he's undercooking, as he looks like he's got salmonella. He's been passed by everyone. Been passed by Power Swan. He's now under threat from AJ Nolan, who now has an army of cars behind him. It could be 3 wide. Could it be 4? I don't know. The V-Carb side by side. They're 3 wide. The Williams on the outside of Lloyd. McCucken, same as in Kota, great start, but just losing positions early in the race. It also happened in Las Vegas as well. Contact round for the Aston Martin of Bourbon Boy, and the man with one of the greatest names I've ever seen has been spun round at the Center S, and he now heads around the cover to Seoul with a a rather upset Soul is heading into the Retro Poster. What on earth is happening here? As the Alpine goes around, Suracek. No, he saves it, but... And now the McLaren goes all the way off into Portugal. I don't know where he's going there. But we have Suracek, McCucken, Liam Mack, all swapping positions. Nanu Star's taking the lead back in all that chaos. I didn't even see that. As there's Ron Lawn. I don't know what's happened to him, but he's really slow. But yeah, Elite Leader in the Haas then. He lost the lead while I was watching all that chaos. So I wasn't able to cover that. But look at the absolute gaggle of cars here. And I'm not just saying gaggles to make a pun about Max Gaggles from ALR. I mean, it is a proper army of cars at the moment heading around this short racetrack that first held an F1 race back in 1991. And now down the inside for Jammy. Ahead of Razagamer. Razagamer behind the Ferrari Jammy. Jammy now setting after his championship rival. 4th and 5th, replicating 1st and 2nd in the Drivers' Championship for D3 of Ground Effect Racing League. They head into this Retro Poster, then the Ski de Lago. As the number 13 Ferrari, Atom, he needs luck today, but with the number 13, there's a whole history of not luck associated with that number. But the number 99 Ferrari ahead of the number 99 Sauber, that's the numbers in game show. Number 69, top of Thomas, in the green Aston Martin, ahead of the 2 red Ferraris, then ahead of the other green car. That isn't an Aston Martin, but is rather a Sauber, soon to be Audi in the F1 26 game. As also there'll be 22 cars on the grid next season, with Cadillac joining. So that'll be good to watch, although there won't be any V8s carried over for WEC, which is a shame. But heading down then, we have the Ferraris catching up to the Aston Martin, but also the Ferraris in a little inter-team battle on their own. That kind of means a lot, as D3, the championship in D3, is decided within the Ferrari garage, unless the leader can put in the fastest lap and stay in the lead, ahead of Elite Leader, ahead of the Aston of Thomas. We have Liam Mack getting passed by one of the Alpines of Suracek in the battle for 13th. I have this camera for the Aston Martin, which I'm slowly growing to love. They head through Ferragura and the Cava de La Regina, and then they head through turn 8, then through the Pinhelino, and then into the Pico de Pato, and then the Ferraris battling behind that. It's nearly a move there by Jammy, and he's actually really close to his teammate. That's the closest the Ferraris have been since Kota, from what I remember. So let's see, can they keep it clean? What's going to happen then? The Ferraris, round 1 of the season finale in their battles, happens here on lap 9 onto lap 10. The Ferraris in a battle. The Mercedes of Elite Leader loses the lead. The Mercedes of Nanusar loses the lead to Elite Leader. No, he doesn't. Elite Leader gets fended off by the Mercedes. There's a couple of people in the pits. Freedom, Surajak, Lloyd, and Emil McCucken, all in the pits, as well as one of the Aston Martins, if I'm not mistaken. No, I am mistaken. As Nanu gets overtaken by Elite Leader. Elite Leader takes the lead ahead of Nanu Star, and if I'm not mistaken, that could be his first win in Ground Effect Racing League. The Ferraris, though, getting within inches of each other. That is so scary to watch from the helicam. And as they all concertina up into the Pino Herino, which is this corner here, this U-turn that we're looking at there, into this corner known as the Pico de Pato, which is so fun to say. But meanwhile, back to this fun, frantic action here. We have the Ferraris within inches of each other. I don't think the Ferraris can be that close to each other unless they're in the garage together. But the Ferraris now heading over the straight, or the curve all the way around to the finish line, and a couple of people in the pits. Nanu in the pits. Then and here comes Jammy, though. He's going to go for the inside on his teammate. Can Jammy get ahead of his championship rival? Yes, he can. He does it with a great move. Stunning move by Jammy. He put the jam on the bread on all 4 corners. That's beautiful. What a move at turn 2, although Atom's not having that easily. Oh, I guess he'll have to lay down and accept it then, because Jammy up to P2. If Jammy finishes first, Atom, though, he has to finish second. So, if Jammy takes the lead now, he would be in the lead of the championship provisionally. But he would have to stay in the lead, obviously. But Nanu, being one of the first ones to pit, he was one of the first ones to pit in Australia, but obviously that strategy didn't work out for him. But I don't know if this is a different scenario, if he's gone for a different setup that suits tyres better, or what. I guess we'll find out.